John Justice,
You know, they say we only use 10% of our brains.
just have your heart attack and die.
I think we only use 10% of our hearts.
Now, time for the John Justice Show.
That was a lot of effort
on the
for-
Truth. Right talk for Tucson.
It's a trap!
There was a random piece of audio. I didn't know what it was. It was sitting there and it was going to hit it. And I was like, I had to delete it before. Pay it no mind. 8:07, welcome back to the John Justice Show. We're going to interrupt the show for just a moment so we can go to the live press conference of Dale Earnhardt Jr. talking about how he got a concussion last week at Talladega and will not be racing for the next two races. Okay, I'm not really going to do that. They are doing a press conference right now, and for as much as I'd love to find an excuse to go and listen to it, I'm devoted enough to just keep it right here on my iPad and check up on it when I need to. That's how. Let's go to the phones. Chris has been holding for a while. He wants to talk about the Frank Antinori candidacy sees exodus of Republicans. By the way, real quick, I love this. It wasn't really that many on here. It was a handful of people who don't vote in LD10 because they're in Phoenix. So you got a couple of people inside of Governor Brewer's inner circle. You've got some hack Republican rhinos locally. You know, Steve K being one of them, and then a former Republican member of TUSD. So it's a handful of people that don't like Antinori's rhetoric. Now, the paper has never been a huge fan of Frank Antinori, right? But the headline, Antinori candidacy sees exodus of Republicans. No, you want to see exodus of people? The migrant trail. You can see the people leaving Mexico coming into America. That's an exodus of individuals trying to come and mooch off of America. That's not a... Let's talk to Chris. Good morning, Chris. Welcome to the John Justice Show.
Good morning, John. Hey, I'm watching you on TV, too. First time I did this. You're looking good, guys.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I was listening to your shoe story, too. There, I had a colonel come to work with a brown shoe and a black shoe, got dressed in the dark many years ago in my career. He just calmly looked down. He says, you know, I got a pair at home just like this, only they're opposite color. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Frank Antinori thing, it may be a handful of people. I just heard you mention that. But the problem I see is that's what we want in politicians, what Frank Antinori is. And if you get a handful out there that starts publicizing all of this kind of, we're maybe turning against Frank Antinori, then people that don't keep up with things tend to run with this sort of stuff. So I think it's if they are really Republicans, they ought to just keep their mouth shut on that and not try to broadcast it out in news area.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And thanks for listening and thanks for watching, Chris. Man, it was nice to talk to you. I got
nice to talk to you. Take care, John.
ArizonaDailyIndependent.com has got a Kirkpatrick story this morning. Got an email, friend of the show, John. Again, Arizona Daily Independent says, check out Frank's quote today in ArizonaDailyIndependent.com. Peyton, Ted, and I, Ted Vogt, Jonathan Peyton, worked our rear ends off to tear the city council's greedy fingers off the public purse, said Antinori. The taxpayers come first, and they want jobs. They need jobs. The legislature has created an atmosphere where business people can create jobs. Over 79,000 jobs have been created, and of those, only 800 are in southern Arizona. We need to give these guys the tools they need to continue to facilitate job growth and keep the crooks at the city out of the till. He's absolutely right. Exodus, whatever. You need to support Frank. Frank needs your help this election. I think part of the issue that Frank's going through is that, you know, he's had an advantage before the redistricting was done and the changes that were done. And those voter registration numbers have shifted and changed, and Frank's got a bigger hill to climb this time. He shouldn't, but he does. Bradley's a hack. He is part of the problem. He needs your support. And remember, you can come on out and join us this weekend. I'll be out with Frank Antonori at Udall Park, Ramada 5, starting at 2 o'clock, hosting an event. You got several LD representatives there. Mark Napier, running for Pima County Sheriff, will be there as well. So I hope you take the time to come on out and join us again, starting at 2 o'clock. Weather should be fantastic. Now, got a phone call yesterday. Keep it anonymous. Talked about this the other day. I got 3 different issues. One of them I'll get into sort of nuanced because I'm waiting to hear a little bit more. It's kind of what I suspected, but I haven't been able to get further information on it. And I know I'm being really, really benign with that, but I'll explain coming up. 2 of them are in regards to what's going on with the city. One of them is in regards to the Pima County Sheriff's Association and the support of the individuals that run that group and their support of Dupnik and the reason why they're doing it. Okay, I'll get to that one a little bit later on. But to give you a bit of a background on this, let me go back to, again, and I have to do it. I didn't want to spend much more time on this. We've been hammering it all week long. But the streetcar, the subsidy is projected to be $4 million in the first year. Okay, that is going to come out of the general fund. Meaning they're going to have to find that money somewhere. $4 million that was going one place is going to have to go someplace else now. When you look at the projected numbers, $3.5 million partial year for 2014, $4.3 for 2015, $5.1 for 2016, $4.8 for 2017, and $5.7 for 2018. That's based off of an estimated ridership of our stupid choo-choo train of 5,000 people per day. Now, a couple of things, I'm predicting a couple of things are going to unfold. First off, we're not going to get the trains on time. That's prediction number 1. Oregon Iron Works / United Streetcars way behind on their production, and I don't believe we're gonna get those streetcars on time. We're supposed to be like February of next year, I believe, is when we're supposed to get them. Okay. There's been the smattering of talk, mostly from our mayor Jonathan Rothschild, about closing down Congress Street to the streetcar. I believe that talk is a trial balloon towards what they are intending to do. You've got again, these are just all things to watch out for. You have the bicycle groups, the activist organization, Living Streets Alliance, that puts on these nice little frilly, bicycle events, Kiddical Mass and Cyclovia and all this rot. But really, they're an anti-car organization, and they like to lobby the city council and try to influence the decisions to make the city more bike-friendly, less car-friendly. They're very anti-car. Okay. Now, they say they're teaming up with the modern streetcar to see, how dangerous it's going to be, and there's an accident tracker on the Living Streets Alliance website where you can go and put down where the accidents occurred, what you are going to see happen. Again, prediction. What you are going to see happen is that they're going to say, well, the problem here isn't the streetcar. The streetcar's here. We can't get rid of it. The problem are the cars around the streetcar. So really, we need to work on closing down that streetcar route even more. And part of the reason why they're going to do that and use that as an excuse, again, prediction, is that they're not going to get the ridership numbers that they're going for. Because they're not. Anybody with half a brain knows that. 5,000 people a day, and they expect that to go up year after year. They're not going to get the ridership they expected. They're going to use the bicycle car excuse to try to boost those numbers by shutting down as much traffic on the streetcar route for those 4 miles as possible, thinking that's going to be a way to kind of bully, if you will, doing that thing with my fingers, people into using the streetcar because you'll no longer be able to drive down there. But I'm going to tell you that's going to be an epic fail as well, because of the fact that you're going to have fewer people wanting to go downtown to visit because you're going to have fewer driving options. The big issue here, and this is part 1 of my rumor mill portion of today's show. The big issue here is this money, though, this $4 million. Where is this going to come from? Just the other day, I said, you watch. The city council is going to go and target what they always go and target. Because it's the one group where the unions bend over and take it time after time. And I understand why they do. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The more they continue to do it, the more they're going to go and screw them every single time they get the opportunity. And that is they're going to look at police and fire Because unfortunately, those unions cave all the time because the city council holds that hammer over their head. Now, I said this the other day. You watch, right? Part of my rumor mill is that the budget talks start in January. I'm being told that people are yakking inside city council chambers, and they are already targeting a $5 million cut to TPD and a $2 million cut to the Tucson Fire Department. And that when budget time rolls around, that's what they're going to go after. For one of two reasons. Either they know the bond issue is going to fail, or they know the streetcar is going to need that money. Oh, and make no mistake, part of this bond issue, apart from putting you on the hook for the bad roads because they can go and blame the voters, well, we put a bond issue up, was only $18 for $100,000 assessment on a home, but the city rejected it, so I guess they don't want roads. But the other part of that bond issue is that if it passes, I'm telling you, if that bond issue passes, it will not all go to roads. When they want to move money around, they move money around. And they will take that money that's supposed to go to roads, and they will shift it over to the streetcar. And they'll say, if they don't, they'll have to go and cut police and fire. Just wait and see. Now, thankfully, you are not going to go and vote for that bond measure. But you're also going to have to stand up and hold the city accountable when they try to go and throw it on you and say, well, you know, we were going to give you roads, but you didn't vote for the bond measure. And those unions for TPD and TFD need to quit bending over and start standing up for their guys. 751-1041 is the phone number. That's just one. Clockwork, man. It's like clockwork. They're so predictable. And this is what happens when you keep electing hacks into office. Individuals who are influenced by the people who are keeping Southern Arizona from prospering and thriving. 8:19 on the John Justice Show, 70 degrees outside. It's 104.1 The Truth, right talk for Tucson.